Cleveland, Ohio. For the last 11 years, home to Tom and Deborah Weaver. With family and friends close by, their house had always been a peaceful and welcoming place.
My name is Deborah Weaver. I'm a homemaker. My husband, Tom, he's been working as an electrician since we've been married.
Deborah and I met about 13 years ago. Whenever we go someplace, Deborah's the one that's telling the jokes, kind of the life of a party.
Neither one of us ever had any children. My dogs are my kids. Trouble, she is the total alpha dog. George is the sweetest dog I've ever met. She just wants to be loved.
Deborah is very loving, very family-oriented. She cares about everybody. She's very caring.
Darlene was having problems. So Debbie welcomed them in.
It was a blessing. It was a blessing for me and my family.
Deborah and I were just really close. We talk about anything and everything. I'm just very grateful that Tom let us stay there.
When I knew I had to move, my biggest fear was not being able to take my pets with me. Nobody else would take your animals in like they did.
One night, Tom and I were sitting in the living room, and Trouble was laying on the floor, and all of a sudden, she just jumped up, and she starts barking.
She was kind of real nervous. Her body was shaking.
It lasted probably 3-4 minutes. And then it was over. There was nothing there to see.
Gizmo just seemed withdrawn. Like something made her nervous.
Gizmo would walk around with her tail down, never up, like as if something was just scaring her.
She would just like jump up like she's seen something, but I didn't see anything. I just thought it was being moved and, you know, in new surroundings and not having so much freedom.
Before Darlene and Chelsea moved in, both the dogs were normal dogs. I mean, they never did anything strange. They never acted weird.
It was during the day. I was coming down the stairs, and as I turned the corner, I seen a figure in the white coat standing at the bottom. I kind of like blinked a couple times, make sure I really seen it. It was so quick that all I seen was a hood with fur on and just like white. I got goosebumps and I felt like I needed to cry. And then I ran into the kitchen. I told Deb that I had just seen a figure on the stairs.
I thought she was nuts. I'm really thinking this girl's whacked. I waited until Darlene came home and questioned her about it. She's like, well, ever since she was a baby, Chelsea has been able to see spirits.
As a kid, I could sense ghosts. It wasn't all spirits I could sense. It's just the ones that want to be seen and the ones that want to be heard or the ones that want help. It's not my choice. It just kind of comes and goes.
Here we are, I was just helping this family out for a couple weeks, and now all of a sudden I've got someone saying they're seeing ghosts in my house.
I thought, okay, If that's what they want to think, then fine. I was just getting dinner finished, waiting for the girls to come home and eat. And I saw a young woman running up the drive. She had on a white coat and with a hood and a little fur around it. And I'm thinking, Chelsea's home. So I opened up the back door and I'm looking out and I'm like, Chelsea, Chelsea. There was nobody out there. But I really didn't think anything of it. It was no big deal. Two to 3 weeks after that happened, I walked into the garage, and just as I was opening up the door, I saw this girl with the white coat reflected into the window of the car. I walked into the garage, and just as I was opening up the door, I saw this girl with the white coat reflected into the window of the car. And I got the heck out of there. To think that I was in a closed garage and there was a ghost behind me, that one scared me bad. We never had anything unnatural happen, nothing spirit-related, paranormal, until 2 to 3 weeks after Chelsea moved in. You cannot have a ghost walk behind you and disappear into thin air and not believe. I had no doubt at that point that Chelsea was telling the truth.
I was excited that she'd seen something, so that way she knew that I wasn't crazy, that I seen something.
When Deborah told me that she had seen a ghost, even though I can trust Deborah, being my wife, my mate, I'm like, no, you just imagine you've seen that.
I said, you're married, you're supposed to trust me and believe everything I say as the gospel.
I started to think that maybe I brought the spirits to the house.
Chelsea did feel that by her being there, that it kind of provoked them to come out and be more active.
If you're a spirit and nobody can see you, you're all alone in this void, and you come across one person in how many thousands, and this person knows that you exist, wouldn't you stay by that person?
It was in early winter. I was reclining, relaxing on the couch, and Deborah was still asleep. The dogs were still asleep. I noticed a movement coming from my right going left. I seen the trailing edge of what looked like a nightgown. I'd never seen anything like it. It was 100% real and 100% there. I sat upright and I looked again, and of course I didn't see anything. And I felt something like tap my head. And it felt like someone pushing on my head. And I automatically thought trouble had came up behind me, was tapping me with her tail. And looked, and I had no answer. And when Deborah woke up, I spoke with her about it. She says, well, now you've seen something too. Do you believe it? I'm like, well, I guess I almost have to now.
And it was like, thank God, thank you. Finally, you believe us. I was getting scared because if they can touch you, what else can they do? Can they hurt my dog?
ORB stands for Ohio Researchers of Banded Spirits. Altogether, we've done upwards of over 50 investigations to date. Deb and Tom were very concerned. They're very upset. Is what's going on and what we are experiencing, is it truly paranormal, or are we just, losing our minds?
ORBS takes a scientific approach. When we come into investigation, we document everything. We use night vision cameras, EMF detectors, digital voice recorders, anything that can help us collect any evidence. If there's no scientific explanation, there could be a possible manifestation of a spirit.
Chelsea is like a magnet for spirits. They just kind of like flock to her.
I felt kind of bad because they never really witnessed anything until I moved in, and now we're stuck with something paranormal.
Definitely Chelsea could be a beacon for these spirits to come in and be attracted to. She's actually seeing the spirits. The spirits realize that. And they're going to be attracted to a human that's actually able to see them or hear them. Chelsea definitely has some type of psychic ability. It seems like the activity picks up when she comes into the home. We figured that would be a great tool to utilize. Trouble was the one that was being spooked, being affected. I think the spirits used the dog as a tool to let them know that they're there.
After we set up all our equipment, Trouble would not budge.
Trouble! Come on! Why are you growling at me for? What's wrong? I think she's really freaked out.
Obviously something is there that